needs his mental well-being, and he needs support of his friends and family right now, because obviously something's wrong.
Next week, yeah?
We are announcing it on Monday.
Perfect.
Frank Gamecan here, 4 seconds out. I just want to get into, you put a tweet after Joe Joyce's comeback win against Cash Ali. So what do you want to see Joe Joyce in? What fight do you want to see him with him next? People said Dylan White. Some people said retirement. What do you make of that difference?
Well, look, you know, he lost 2 fights going into that, and, you know, having been on a real roll, and for me, he had to get the cobwebs out of his system, and he eventually did it. I would like to have seen him done it earlier, obviously, but, you know, it takes 2 sometimes to fight, and Cash did fight most of the time on the back foot, but he did what he had to do, stopped him, and now we'll see where we go. I mean, for me, there's various options out there. One of them could be a rematch with Joe Parker. Another one could be a fight with Daniel Dubois.
Do you get why people will say or call for Joyce to retire? And would that ever come from yourself, or would you leave the team to make that decision?
I'd leave that as a team to make it. I mean, you know, he wasn't. I'd say to retire to somebody if he's taken a good idea or taken a real good belt in there, but he didn't. He won the fight.
You've seen fighters come and go. What would you do with Anthony Joshua next after that brilliant, brutal knockout?
Anthony Joshua, he's got to continue what he's doing. He's got to keep winning while these guys, the 2 best heavyweights in the world, fight on the May the 18th. And there's a rematch after that, and these guys are all got to, you know, you want to be there at the end of it. You want to fight if the titles are fragmented or get a shot at the unified champion. You've got to keep winning.
Ryan Garcia seems to be falling, Frank. What would you do if you were advising him? What would you look at? Today? He seems to be like crying on space.
I think it's such a tragedy. He obviously needs some help, and the last thing he needs to be doing at the moment is thinking about fighting. He needs his mental well-being, and he needs support of his friends and family right now, because obviously something's wrong. And I don't want to be kicking somebody when they're obviously down and suffering, but when you're that way, you shouldn't be fighting. You should take a break and get yourself better and getting into a better place. And let's hope, all of us in boxing hope that's what he'll do.
Do you think that fight goes ahead?
I can't see if he's. I mean, I haven't seen this today. Because what you're saying's happened. How can it go ahead?
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, a fine night.
Frank, Dennis McCann tonight. In the build-up, Dennis McCann 2.0 down at the Rotunda. How impressed was you with him today?
I was very impressed. You know, Brad's a lovely fella, excellent fighter, winning fighter again. I think he was 12-0 going into that, and he's comes from a really good stable of guys, and they've got a good manager and trainer in Paul Stevenson, very well prepared. But I thought Dennis was the better fighter, obviously, on the night. I think he boxed extremely well, very patiently, and it was a great performance from him, no doubt about that.
Could we see the rematch with Baluta next for Dennis?
That's what we'd like to do. Yeah, that's what we'd like to do.
Just on Pearce, obviously Pearce on St Patrick's Eve. Absolute wonderful performance. You know, Big Bang Pearce O'Leary. He gave a great show and a great stoppage as well. I've got to say something. I was just doing this thing on TV, and I apologised to him because they were asking me about the fights, and they didn't mention him. And they didn't, for some reason, apparently they didn't mention him in the build-up, or so I was told. He put in a great performance tonight. Very good performance. Really looked good in doing it. You know, he was very controlled against a tough opponent, by the way. A guy who really showed some, showed some heart. But the stoppage was brilliant. It was, because Pearce's usually get guys out early, you know, and this guy didn't. He went down, but he got back up, and I thought, oh, Pearce could be in trouble here. He isn't used to going into the trenches, but he did. And, you know, great from the other guy, but great finish from Pearce to get that back that he'd never had to do before. Well, there, you done my interview. Sorry. It was brilliant. No, that was good, and I agree with everything you're saying. Brilliant. God bless.
Frank, just away from this card.
Yeah, listen. And happy St Patrick's Day to Piers. Hey, Pierce and all of us. And all the boys.
Frank, just away from this card, did you see the Times article released today about boxer? Did you get a chance to read that?
Somebody give it to me to read. I didn't really take it all in, and, you know, it's not my business, it's their business. Let them sort it out, whatever it is. I mean, what was the concept? What was the? It was something about a payment or something.
Yeah, it's involvement with, I think, sports washing and money, and yeah.
Well, that's their business.
On a positive note, Frank, when can we expect another card like this, another Magnificent 7, or could it be a Magnificent 6, 5, and in Birmingham as well?
We will be doing another one very, very soon. It's a good formula. It's a really good formula. It gives guys a chance to shine, and out of it, you get stars. You know, stars are born, and they suddenly get this platform they're on. We get good viewing figures for it. It gets good attention, good media attention, and that's what it's all about. It's bringing the stars of the future through.
Right. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Frank, one for me. What's next for Pierce O'Leary? What's next for him?
I was just saying to the gentleman over there.